Hi, Thomas Brinsko, publisher of BIC Magazine and BICMagazine.com, bringing you a year-end review of the top stories as measured by you, the viewers of BICMagazine.com. We're real proud that our web traffic has been up about 37% this year over last year, record levels of traffic for you visiting our website, and these are the stories that you deemed most interesting, at least the most read. Back in the first quarter, Chevron Phillips announced that Orange, Texas was a finalist for a $5.8 billion petrochemical project. It was one of the only a few sites that were under study by Chevron Phillips, according to the reporting from the Association of the Chemical Industry of Texas. Also in the second quarter, INEOS decided that they were going to build an ethylene oxide unit in Chocolate Bayou, Texas. That's a 1.2 billion pound unit in Chocolate Bayou, which already hosts two olefin crackers and two polypropylene units. The selection of Chocolate Bayou to host the new facility was going to reinforce the on-site integration to the benefit of both the crackers and the derivative assets. Another big piece of news, the restarting of the St. Croix refinery. It's a refinery on the island that had been idled for many years. It was announced about mid-year that facility would be restarting in the first quarter of 2020. It's a $1.6 billion project called the Lime Tree Bay Refining Project. BP and ArcLight Capital, a private equity group, were behind that project. Also getting a lot of traffic as usual are some unfortunate incidents in plant fires and explosions. I'll lump those under one general category. We had the Chemco explosion and fire in Crosby, Texas in April. ExxonMobil Baytown had an incident in July. Celanese Chemical, of course, had their Clear Lake incident in September, and then more recently TPC in Port Neches. I know our industry is continually doubling down their efforts to run safer and more reliable facilities, and we thank all the first responders who acted so bravely in helping put those incidents back to rest. On more positive news, one of the big stories of the year was an ExxonMobil polyolefin plant expansion in Baton Rouge. It's a $500 million project led by the plant manager Steve Hamilton that was interviewed by BIC Magazine. Also, in the third quarter of this year, Chevron Phillips Chemical and Qatar Petroleum announced an $8 billion Gulf Coast petrochemical project. The signing ceremony was in Washington, D.C., attended by President Donald Trump, attended by several sheiks from the Middle East and executives from Chevron Phillips and P66, including Chevron Phillips Chemical CEO Mark Lasher. Final investment decision for that will be made by 2021. It's looking very positive. The joint venture is 51% Chevron Phillips and 49% Qatar Petroleum. Lastly, but certainly not least, more recently, Motiva acquired Flint Hills Port Arthur chemical plant. That was kind of big news, and that it marked the entry of Motiva back into the chemicals business after they had completely pulled out of it about 8 years ago. The Flint Hills plant they acquired was a 1.5 billion pound per year ethylene cracker. It was a very complex plant that also had nylon producing capabilities, a network of pipelines and storage caverns. Motiva hired Flint Hills executive James Rain as its initial executive for Motiva Chemicals. It's been a great year. I want to wish all of you a very prosperous and happy new year, and stay tuned to BICMagazine.com for all your news. God bless.